Hi there and welcome back to my channel. It's been, I don't know what it's been, to be honest. You can see I still have a scaffolding set up in my hallway, but the hallway is pretty, well, there's some decorating. A lot of decorating needs to be done, but the scaffolding work is almost done. I just have one more set of curtains to put up, and I have not been feeling up to doing it, to be completely honest and completely frank. I've been crashing a little bit lately, to be completely honest, and as you know, I strive to be as upfront and transparent and honest with you as I possibly can when I have the energy to do so. So I felt like I needed just some self-care, and that included just doing a whole lot of nothing. Um, so I have a parlor reveal to film for you here at some point. I had it decorated kind of cute for Halloween, but never got around to filming what I did before Halloween. All of it wasn't done before Halloween, so I kept waiting. I don't, so now I have to put Halloween away. And yeah, I just have been in a bit of a physical and mental funk the last week or two since the beginning of November and the time change last weekend, and you know, all the things. But mainly, I'm trying so hard to learn my limitations and what I can and can't get done and how much I can do before I hit a wall. And every cycle around, I'm in a really tight cycle in the center of the spiral right now of learning, thinking I've learned the lesson, going around and whacking back into that same cycle again. So, yeah, it's where I'm at. So I just thought I'd be completely transparent. I did put makeup and I showered and got clean, and I need to trim my bangs, but that didn't feel like a today thing for me. And trim some fingernails that are keep catching on things, and a few other little self-care things. I don't know if they're self-care or just basic grooming, but yeah, I thought that maybe if I looked better, I would feel better. Yeah, her. Look at the cat, not my belly. Comfy clothes are part of my self-care right now. All the sweatpants and comfy t-shirts and non-wire bras that I can muster up. That's where I'm at. But I'm out of my bathrobe, so that's a win for me. So for instance, what I have managed to do over the last couple days, I emptied my garbage. I cleaned my cat box, and I actually got it all out to the road on garbage day. That felt like a huge accomplishment. Yesterday, I cleaned my kitchen, put away all the little miscellaneous things that, you take out of a drawer, you take out of the pantry, and set back down and don't put away where it belongs, all that, and wipe down all the counters, vacuum the floor, all the things. That made a huge difference, just to walk in there and see clean countertops and a clean floor. I made a few phone calls to make appointments or cancel appointments. I discovered I had 2 doctor's appointments this winter scheduled in Chattanooga. Not going to make those, so I had to go back and cancel those. Watered my plants. So that's the kind of thing that is kind of the level of accomplishment I have been at for the last week or so. I make my bed every day. The other day, yesterday or the day before, I walked in there at like 11 o'clock in the morning and was like, oh, I didn't make my bed this morning, which, doesn't take but a second. It's not like I'm stripping it, washing it, and remaking it every day. I'm just pulling the covers up, turning it down, fluffing the pillows. So when I go in at night, it just feels good. And if I walk through there during the day, it's clean. And today I showered. I washed my hair. I actually did something with my bangs instead of just letting them dry in whatever direction they wanted to dry in, and put on a little bit of makeup. Mainly because I was going to be talking to y'all, and you have seen me at my ugliest for sure. So, because unlike some of these wonderful, inspirational DIY people that I watch, these gals that always have their makeup on when they're reglazing windows and building cabinets and sanding floors. I'm not waiting for a call from the DIY network or HGTV for a hosting job. It's not in my cards. So all I'm here to tell you is that if this is where you're at right now, too, it's okay. It really is. Give yourself the grace. Give yourself a break. Give yourself some love, and take a break. Take a rest. Put your feet up. Cuddle with your cat. Make yourself a cup of tea. If you live somewhere where you can order food in, which has kind of been my drawback lately, order yourself dinner in, or go take yourself out for dinner if you've got enough energy for that. But if you don't, you don't. And I've also been struggling. I struggle this time of year a lot with, my daughter calls it, I think she called it goblin mode. We were talking together the other day. When the time changes and the weather shifts and the stress of the holidays starts to loom over you for whatever reason, if you're one that has to travel, or you're one that is expected to entertain, or maybe money's a little tighter this year and gift giving is going to be challenging, or you have no one to give to or with, and you're alone for the first time. I've been through all of those things, going through some of those things, and give yourself the grace. Just go, what do I need right now? It's not selfish, because you can't pour from an empty cup. And but also, I struggle with going into hermit mode. I call it more hermit mode than goblin mode, but I love the image of goblin mode as well, where I do love following the seasons in every respect. I think it is absolute BS that our big family holiday, big expectation, stressful time of season, holiday season, is in the middle of winter, is at solstice. And the way our culture has taken that time of year and morphed it into go, 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 and outgo and bring people in, it just doesn't fit with the energy of the season here in the Northern Hemisphere, let's just say. Maybe I need to move to the Southern Hemisphere for Christmas and the warmth and sunshine, which I'm not a big fan of heat and sun, but the seasonal energies as they shift, as we move around the wheel of the year. I do love cave season, hermit season, hibernation season, when I'm allowed to do all those things. And when I say allowed, not just culturally or socially or, you know, expectations from others, but allow myself to make soup and bread and cookies and go to the library and get a stack of books, or the local bookstore and get a stack of books, and go to bed at 7 o'clock at night with my cat on my lap and my book, and do those things because I can. I'm I'm privileged enough. It's one of the big bonuses I'm having of living alone. There's no one expecting me to do anything in particular. So I can go to bed at 7 o'clock at night if I want to. If it's cold and I don't want to turn the heat on and I just want to climb under my covers, I can do that. But also, I know that if I allow myself too much of that, too much of a good thing, can come back at you. So, for instance, the other afternoon, I had finished some dirty job around here. I can't remember now which it was. And showered and said, "Oh, I had bought lipstick. I bought two new lipsticks. I was inspired by some random YouTuber that I was watching. I'm like, God, I really like her red lips. Not in a, I mean, I just thought that it looked attractive. She had similar coloring to myself, and I've always struggled with lipstick because I'm not one of those people that checks myself before I go out, before I get out of the car, and I'll put lipstick on at the makeup table, and then I will forget about it the rest of the day. And then at some point, I'll check myself in the mirror, and I have like one little. Go back and watch the end of the fence video. I had put lipstick on that morning, and this is supposed to be this 24-hour lipstick that you don't ever have to touch the rest of the day. So I didn't even think about it. Made my video, and then as I was editing it, I'm like, Beth, you have like 40% of that lipstick still on your face, and it looks like crap. So, but I did buy lipstick that I thought would stay on longer, and that new colors that I thought I'd try. And that little act, and I got new mascara, was like, oh, I'm going to put lipstick and mascara on. And then I put lipstick and mascara on, and I put something other than sweatpants on. And I said, well, now look at me. I can't just sit here at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon or Monday afternoon. I don't remember what day it was. But I knew my friends were at their house doing some stuff. So I just drove over there to see what they were doing. Just drop in. I mean, drop in uninvited, but they're the gracious kind of friends that are the kind you can just drop in uninvited. And I stayed for a little bit. We visited, and then I came home. But I got myself out of my habit hole and socialized a little bit. And it's really wonderful to have a friend like that I can do that with. I can just, feel free to, within reason. I'm not going to stop by at 2 in the morning or 7 in the morning. And I'm not going to try not to overstay my welcome. But to be able to just have somebody that I can drop in on. Turns out those same friends stopped in here the next day to help me hang some artwork way up high, which I will show you when I do the reveal here of this room the next couple days, that I could have done myself, but man, it was a lot easier to do with another set of hands up on the scaffolding helping me hang a 60-pound framed print, and also another set of hands on the floor to tell us if it looked straight, hand us tools that we left down below, and a little to the left, a little to the right, and also just to spot us because we were up on the scaffolding trying to hang a 60-pound piece of framed artwork that was bigger than both of us. And yeah, so I'm so grateful for that. And that gratitude and that finding joy every day has been what gets me through these days that I'm feeling kind of low, either physically or emotionally, just kind of drained. So I can always find something to be grateful for. If it's a cute little black and white cat curled up in a ball next to me on a purple velvet couch, That's something that brings me a lot of joy, and I'm very grateful for. To my 13-year-old dog is doing great now. To friends that I know I can just drop in if I'm feeling a little lonely or feeling a little stir crazy from being in my house working too long by myself. Or will stop by, will hear me mention that I have these two big framed pieces that need to go up over my head, and they will just stop by to help me do it. And so that's what I encourage you. If you're struggling, and I know we go through the next few months, this is a really hard time of year for a lot of us. Um, get professional help if you need it. But if you're just having a rough day and you're feeling a little down, first of all, find something that brings you joy. Find something that you can be grateful for. And it can be literally as simple as, I don't know, your favorite salt shaker, your favorite teacup, um, a friend, a YouTube channel that brings you joy, um, a TikToker that makes you laugh. Uh, I don't know. Everyone has their thing, and it can be anything. And some days it might be a struggle. It might be midnight, and you're like, nothing brought me joy today. I have nothing to be grateful for. I'm absolutely miserable. Everything hurts, and I want to die. I urge you to find something. The fact that you're still there, that you've got to, whatever. Um, reach out to a friend, reach out to professionals if you have to. Um, there's no shame in that game at all. Um, and give yourself a break. We all need a break, physically, mentally, emotionally. Sometimes we all just need a break. So I didn't want to get too deep, too sad, too maudlin, but it was more about, when I began this, it was more about, I got curtains on, and now I'm going to just take a break for a few days, or months, or weeks, or I'm not sure how long it'll be until the next cycle comes around where I feel great and I'm going to do all the things until I do all the things, and then I break. So I go from great to break. It didn't even rhyme. Dang. Let's talk trying to do everything yourself. I mean, it's quite obvious. It's quite, apparent. I have to do a lot of things myself because I live alone and I'm in a city that is new to me. I have made some wonderful friends here, but as far as just calling somebody up to hire somebody to help me, and I'm also not the type of person to do that. And I know I can do all the things that I've been doing alone, and I can do them alone. I just have to relearn how much I can do at one time and pace myself a little bit better and give myself a little grace when a job that I think is going to take me 2 days takes me 6 days or 7 days or 2 weeks. Because I'm not on a deadline. Nobody cares if I get it done in 2 days or 6 days, other than me. And even I don't care, because then when it's done, what am I going to do? The next project. So I have made the decision that, well, I and the house collaborated, as we've been doing so phenomenally for the last 5 months. Me and this beautiful house, we have really come together and done some amazing things together. And she's guided me, and she's told me what she's wanted, and the universe has provided, and I have gone and picked it up or found it or done it. So it's been a really wonderful working relationship. And we've come to the conclusion that for right now, we're kind of going to be done with any major things. The fence project and painting this room and that hallway were the last two bigger things that I really wanted to get done, to just make it, I don't know what the word is, make it mine a little bit, but she's her own thing, this house. But to work on our working relationship and solidify that. And so when I walk in here and when I pull up front, I can see the fruits of my labor. And some of the things I did and have been doing were to to make the house livable and comfortable for me. Other things, I knew what the day I moved in, I could live in her the way she was as long as I gave her a deep clean, which has been an ongoing process. Um, but things like nasty carpet and some of the wall colors and just the conditions of the walls and even something like hanging curtains, because I know it will make it more comfortable in here in the long run. Um, but right now, we've kind of reached a nice moment of stasis where I can just wrap up the last few little tidbits here and there. I can focus on little things like hanging pictures and dressing tables and things. But I can also get into the first room I did, which is my sewing and craft room, and maybe get back to that part of me a little bit. Doing that witch's hat was a nice little reprieve. I also did some sewing for a friend, some home dec sewing. I've been back to the fabric store in Montgomery and got some more deals on some fun things. So I'd like to kind of just switch gears and give myself a physical break from climbing ladders and scaffolding and painting over my head and painting below my knees and painting in general. And spending money and just kind of enjoy the work that I have done and share the results of the work I've done with you. But the last, well, pretty much since right around Halloween, the end of October, when I was finishing the fence project, I did still manage to do another project after that, but it's just been, I hit a wall and it was really hard physically for me. In the middle of the fence project, I believe I spent one whole day practically in bed. I got up to feed the dog. I got up to eat, and by eat, I mean like a bagel and a bowl of cereal kind of eat, not cooking anything. And yesterday was similar. I woke up with a terrible headache and a lot of kidney pain, thinking I was getting another kidney stone, which I still might be. Called my doctor, and I just did nothing all day. Watched a lot of TV. The Crown. I'm almost through The Crown. We're almost to where we know what's going to happen. But I did make a point of feeding myself. I cooked dinner 2 nights in a row, like real dinner, a meat and two, and hydrated myself very well and got a ton of sleep. I took a nap yesterday. I went to bed at about 7 or 8 o'clock at night. 8 o'clock, but time change. My body still thinks it's 7. Tried to read for a bit and just fell asleep and slept for 12 hours. And still feel a little groggy this morning. I'm still dragging a little bit, to be honest. But I'm making an effort to listen to myself, listen to my body. I've been listening to the house an awful lot. She's been talking to me and telling me things. She hasn't been particularly demanding. I've just been like, yes, whatever you want, I'm going to go find it for you. So she and I, we've come to, she's old too. She knows that as much as she would love to have draft-free windows and a new exterior coat for the winter and many other things, she can be patient. She sat here for a long time, neglected, and the bits of attention that I have managed to give her, she appreciates and is showing her gratitude, mainly just through her beauty. But now I need to listen to me and my body and say, you're not 25 anymore. or 30 anymore. And um, I'm still pretty damn strong, and I have a lot of energy and a lot of know-how, but it's just I've got to dial it back a little bit. So that's where I'm at currently, and I have some other things coming up in the next month. I don't know. I'm not vlogmasing because I won't be available. I have to be available for others during the pre-holiday season, and then I don't really know for sure what my holidays are like. And to be quite frank, I struggle with the holidays. I have for years. This is only my second holiday alone. Last year I worked myself ragged from Thanksgiving through New Year's with my pet sitting business, and one, to earn money because I needed it at the time desperately, and also to keep myself busy because I wasn't going to see my kids, I wasn't going to see any of my extended family, and so I poured everything into that. This year, I think that's going to be slightly different. And one would think when you have a big, beautiful house, well, it's not that big. I keep saying big. It's bigger than what I've been living in. But a beautiful house like this, especially with these Christmassy green walls, that I would be so excited to just decorate the crap out of this house for Christmas. And I'm not. And it's not anything to do with where I'm at now. I've never been a big. I used to have Christmas parties. I used to decorate, especially for the kids, you know. Um, it's just not my jam. And I don't know. I could go in, I don't know. If you want to know more about my attitudes about the holidays and my reasons why, perhaps, uh, comment below and for the Q&A that I haven't done yet. And maybe that's one of the questions I will answer. I feel like the less work I make for myself, the better. And decking this baby out and spending the money on Christmas decorations um, just doesn't make sense to me where I'm at right now. So I'm not a Scrooge. I'm not a Grinch. I'm just a pragmatic Grinch, I guess. I don't know. I love the reason for the season and you know, all of it. But just spending money just to decorate something is not really that for a few weeks out of the year, because I don't decorate before Thanksgiving. I still have my Halloween up, so I figure if other people can take start putting their Christmas decorations up on November 1st, then my Halloween can stay up through the middle of November. I'll probably take it down today, actually. There are parts of my house that are Halloween all year round, so it doesn't really matter. Wanted to get on here real quick and just make a little talking head vlog about where I'm at and what you can expect. Probably fewer DIY time lapses of me climbing things and painting things and cleaning things, which is probably best for both of us. I would like to, and this is where I would love some feedback. When I first started this channel, before the divorce and before the move, I thought it was going to be much more of a DIY arts and crafts kind of channel. Then the divorce happened and living on my own, and the move happened, and I have been thinking all along that I would like to focus on that part of my life as well, like just the adjustment from stay-at-home mom, wife, community member, all the things you do as a mom, stay-at-home mom, all the school thing. My life is done a complete 180. I am alone most of the time, adjusting to cooking and cooking for one, adjusting to the pros and cons of being a single woman in her 50s and what that means. And I also have extensive training in yoga and sound healing and Reiki and other healing modalities. I've shared a little bit here and there with my herbalism that I like to do as a hobby, but I have put a lot of that other part of my life either aside or just very private and haven't shared it. I am not one to share my yoga practice online instructionally. So I haven't really taught much yoga since the pandemic because everything had to kind of go online, and it just wasn't isn't my way of teaching yoga. And I haven't there's some possible outlets and opportunities here in Selma for that in my future. There, that is a big part, and I'd like to get more into it, back doing a lot of it for my own personal practice, for my own personal health and well-being. And so perhaps I will find inspiration there to find ways to share that with you as well if you're interested. So I would love to hear what brought you to my channel in the first place. I can look at my analytics. I know kind of I know which one of my videos are the more popular ones. Oddly enough, they're mostly older ones, and the topics that those videos were. And but I also know that I've gotten a lot of new viewers either through those older videos, but are still watching my new videos. So if you're here for house content, there will always be house content because there will always be something to do in this house. But it'll probably slow down a little bit. Um, so anyway, just give me your feedback if you'd like to um, let me know what brought you here and what kept you here. And if you are not subscribed and you want to just see what the hell's going on around here, please hit the subscribe button. And because I do see on my analytics that like 94% of my viewers are unsubscribed viewers. And it would really help me if you were subscribed viewers for a variety of reasons. So anyway, but if you are subscribed and you've been with me for a while or you've been with me for a week or two, I really, really appreciate it. And thank you. And just know that this is your stop for honesty and transparency. I'm going to share the good, the bad, the ugly, and hopefully putting a face on today has helped with the ugly a little bit. But I've got this, when I do the whole living room reveal, I will tell you all about this little love seat here. But it has become the Lilith seat because she is here. If I can't find her, day or night, she is right here. She has decided this is her throne, rightfully so. Thanks for sticking with me and following along and being so supportive of me. I really appreciate it. So let's see what the rest of the winter brings.